My name is Daniel Brooks, and I never thought a casual dinner conversation would reveal the true dynamics of my marriage in such a blunt way. My wife, Rachel Brooks, had always been confident and outspoken, the kind of person who knew exactly what she wanted, and often expected everyone else to adjust accordingly. I had always tolerated her boldness, thinking it was just part of her personality. That night, though, her words cut sharper than I expected. It started after a long day at work. I had come home exhausted, ready for a quiet evening with my wife. We had agreed on a simple dinner at home, just the two of us, but as soon as I walked in, I noticed the phone calls. Rachel was texting rapidly, answering messages from friends and family, while I tried to settle in. Finally, I spoke. "Rachel, can we eat? I've had a rough day." She didn't look up immediately, continuing to type. "I know, Daniel. I know," she said distractedly. "But just give me a few more minutes. Everyone is asking about dinner plans tomorrow, and my cousin wants advice on her wedding." I nodded, trying to be patient. Then, as she put her phone down and looked at me, she said something that I hadn't anticipated. "Daniel, I want you to know something. My family and friends always come first. You're second." The words hit me like a cold gust of wind. Second. In my own marriage. I felt my chest tighten, a mix of anger, hurt, and disbelief swirling inside me. My mind raced, thinking about all the times I had tried to prioritize her happiness, tried to attend her family gatherings, helped her organize events, and yet, here I was, ranked after everyone else in her world. I paused, letting the moment settle. Then I replied calmly, "Good to know." Rachel looked taken aback. She expected an argument, a defensive response, maybe even tears or anger. But I didn't give her that. I didn't yell or beg. I simply acknowledged the truth she had chosen to reveal. My tone was quiet but firm, the kind of calm that comes from realizing a truth you've been ignoring for too long. For the rest of the evening, I stayed distant, not angry, not sad, just aware. I helped set the table, ate in silence, and allowed Rachel to continue with her calls and messages. It was awkward, but it was also clarifying. That night, I understood my place in her hierarchy, and I realized that if I wanted respect and partnership, I couldn't depend on her to provide it willingly. Over the next weeks, I reflected on our marriage. I considered whether this was a temporary habit, a quirk she might adjust with time, or a deeper pattern of behavior. Each time she prioritized others over me, I reminded myself of her words and the clarity they gave me. I started setting boundaries, communicating more openly, and focusing on my own needs and independence. Months later, the dynamic began to shift, not because she changed overnight, but because I changed how I responded. I stopped chasing approval, stopped rearranging my life to fit her social schedule, and instead focused on mutual respect and fairness. Conversations became less about hierarchy and more about partnership, because I refused to accept being second indefinitely. That evening's statement, blunt as it was, became a turning point. It forced me to evaluate my values, my self-worth, and my expectations in marriage. It taught me that silence, observation, and a calm response can be more powerful than anger or confrontation. And while Rachel still loves her family and friends, she now knows that I value myself too. She learned, sometimes slowly, that marriage works best when both people are first in each other's eyes, not second.